Alright, back to your regularly scheduled Isaac programming. We're going to do an Eden run today. Welcome back. Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Glass cannon. How about, ask me if I want a can of this, because I don't. Cast LG3R. I've noticed immediately, shot speed, high, most important stat if you live in opposite land. There is one circumstance where I will keep and use glass cannon. 9 lives. Can you use it? You can use it as the Lost, right, too? That would be nice. But 9 lives in particular, I would probably give up a few lives to use glass cannon, because it does make your life a lot easier. Hey, stay away. No more spiders. No, I said no more spiders. That looks like a spider to me, buddy, even though it's only got, wait a minute, 4 legs? I'm gonna need to consult an arachnitologist on that one. I had to think about it for a second, because, you know, a spider, it's not an insect. So you wouldn't consult a horticulturalist. That's when I get a tweet that's gonna say, NL, that's not what a horticulturist does. A horticulturalist grows cannabis. See, it's a joke within the joke. It's a little Fabergé egg of jokes. And you're gonna say, that's not a Fabergé egg, that's a Matryoshka doll. And I'm going to say, no, Matryoshka's the dance that they did in the Addams Family. You're going to say, that's the babushka. And I'm going to say, oh, that's right. Babushka. Babushka. All right, this worked out for me. 5 bombs. Yo, good opportunity here. We won't know if we even have 9 lives on the radar for many rooms here, so we're gonna have to tough it out. I gotta be honest, our damage is not that bad. Our speed stinks. Ooh! First off, I apologize for making that sound on video. That's a sound that should only be shared between a husband and wife. But, wow, let's say a partner and a partner. I'm sorry, that was force of habit from speaking with my very elderly grandparents. But that's a joke. I don't speak with my grandparents on that side. Anyway, the point is, I got hit, but Infamy blocked it, and then I got so scared that I tried to dodge, and I hit some poop. Let's head down to the next floor. I'm ready. Dude, HP is popping off. Bopping out of Mobadis. We should be in a good spot. I think I'm willing to... I'm feeling a little loose, because I was, you know, playing with the flight stick earlier, and, you know, really at that point when you made mistakes in Isaac, it didn't feel that bad, because you're like, well, of course, what'd you expect? It's a little dicey, but, you know, I have a little sunk cost fallacy here, to be honest with you, but it's only a fallacy if, you disagree with it. If you agree with it, and it turns out being awesome, then it might have been worth it. Now, it's a more complicated but also common situation. It might have been worth it, yet simultaneously the opportunity cost associated might be bad. So we've lost all of our spirit hearts, but we lost one of them doing something very productive, and then half of one protecting us from losing our deal with the devil chance. Not going to be negative about that. Still got more than enough tools to put us in a good situation for the boss fight here. Namely, High Priestess, but also a bunch of bombs, which will also home. We only got one boy there. That's unfortunate. Okay, try it. It'll work. Again, they keep separating. Why do you do this to me? I am very displeased. I really thought we'd get like 4 of them plus the stone chest. Instead, we used 4 bombs to get 4 of them, and not even the stone chest. Not pleased with this. Now we gotta do the room the old-fashioned way, for real. Oh, no. Okay, we're safe. I guess if we had red hearts on the ground, or we could easily recreate them, wouldn't mind using glass cannon. I actually did think about using it there, because in a weird way, if there's a situation in which to use it, it's probably to protect you from losing a deal with the devil, and in situations where you can get your own HP back anyway. But, you know, really, I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna clear my mind, and I'm gonna start playing good Isaac again. We're not using a flight stick. This is a keyboard and mouse situation. Ironically, for whatever reason, gives us a little bit more of a delicate touch right now. She reaches in with the invisible touch, and she reaches in and lights up the devil deal. Phil Collins. Genesis. He's more of a Super Nintendo. I can't even put that joke in my normal voice because it's so shameful. Always more of a Super Nintendo man myself. Yo! Go ahead. Go ahead. Alright. Tammy's head is wonderful. I'm going to tell you, if we get... well, let's not count our chickens, but if we get a deal with the devil and it gives us brimstone, I'm going to be very disappointed because the gods of flight, the Wright brothers, twin heads of the flying snake, did not give us brimstone when I asked for it on the one flight stick run where we had a chance to maybe make it work, I should say. So I might decline it just to be, you know, out of deference and memorial, but I'm gonna take Guppy's hairball because we have spirit hearts to back ourselves up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. All right. Item room still to come. I knew we had a penny back here because I heard the ka-ting a little earlier. Same room, huh? 1,000 rooms in Isaac, and you give me this one twice. I see how it is. It's like when there's 1,000 channels on TV, but nothing to watch. You guys still have cable? I recognize I'm one of the only people out there that does. In my age group, at least. You know your industry is screwed. To some extent. When the only people, like, between the ages of 18 and 35 who use your product are like, I know it sucks, but simultaneously, like, I really like sports, so 8 months of the year, it's like a pretty good purchase. And by pretty good, I mean I have no other options except for illegal Russian streams that install keyloggers on my... Just use a script blocker. Yeah, but then, you know, okay, that takes Googling. So, anyway, the point is, I understand. Cable's not good. TV just kind of stinks. I always get weird, though, when people are like, I don't need TV anymore. I have YouTube. And I'm like, look, I'm glad you like my videos, sincerely. I'm not a fool. Don't want to shoot the golden goose, of course. Even if it does have delicious meat on the inside. However, there's a lot of people, you know, I'm not saying you should watch cable sitcoms out of pity. I'm just saying, you know, people are like, yuck, Young Sheldon. I prefer Northernlion. And I'm like, first off, please don't compare me to Young Sheldon. But secondly, Young Sheldon as, like, you know, a caterer and 3 makeup people and, you know, there's a huge amount of staff that go into making a Young Sheldon episode. Whereas for Northernlion, it's just, beep, hey everybody. Oh, does that offend you, yeah? You know, it's just that over and over again. Which is, like, admittedly pretty sweet, but simultaneously a little bit less than the work required to do Young Sheldon. Now, I can't help it if I'm so effortlessly talented that my very meager efforts are, you know, more valuable to the populace than CBS's hit television program Young Sheldon, but I think it's just that, you know, everybody working on Young Sheldon would rather be doing something else. I have to imagine it's got to be nobody's passion project to have bought or to brought. See, first off, you got to learn how to speak English. I'm talking to myself here. It was nobody's passion project. They were not like, hey, I love this Sheldon character so much, I'm going to write a show called Young Sheldon that shows his upbringing. It's entirely, the way I perceive it at least, is a cynical money grab, and everybody that's working on it is like, well, the pay's pretty good because it's CBS, but, you know, it doesn't feel like it has a soul, I guess, whereas, you know, YouTube content, most of it, maybe not all of it, but a lot of it feels like it has a soul, like you're really communicating one-to-one. Twitch I get as well, you know, Twitch is, I've started watching a lot more Twitch. I used to, whenever we talked about Twitch in videos, I would be like, I don't really watch that much Twitch. Now I watch very little YouTube. It's not because I dislike YouTube, but it's because it's my office. And I'm being real with you. If I see like a Reddit post or like somebody in the Discord links me to a YouTube video, I won't click it. Because just bringing up the YouTube homepage is kind of like going to a restaurant that's in the same complex as your office building, but it's on like a Saturday. You're like, I don't even want to be near that place right now. I love recording. I don't necessarily love the website that I release my videos on for free out of the goodness of their heart, and also their bottom line. But regardless, Twitch, though, is different. Twitch is weird, you know? I'm like, I get Twitch now. Twitch is where you go when you got, like, nothing else to do. And this sounds bad, but, you know, that happens to a lot of us a lot of the time. You got nothing else to do, and you're like, I'm just gonna hang out and play something for an hour. You want some background noise? You put on your favorite streamer or your third favorite streamer, and you just, you know, let him take you away to dreamland. And by dreamland, I mean cruising altitude in a Boeing 737 midway between McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Phoenix, Arizona. It's a short flight, what can I say? You know, you probably take... Anyway, the point is... Dude, we're Beethoven. Or Payday the Heist, I can't tell. There's a very thin line, I've always thought, between Beethoven and Payday the Heist. And you know what? I might be the degree that connects them. Because I think Beethoven's okay. And Payday the Heist, I think that's okay as well. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I said no. Try to make me take some damage, and I said no, no, no. How's that Amy Winehouse impression? Not so good, huh? No jokes about the fact that I'm well aware she's deceased, okay? Have some decorum. As a lazy joke. If you're gonna be extremely offensive in a joke, you at least gotta, you know, bring the punchline. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Cable, that's right. I understand. Here's the thing, a controversial opinion. Cable, played by Josh Brolin, better than Cable, the medium. I feel bad for TV. Because I think TV is just like... It's really what happens when, like, your industry has such a huge barrier to entry that it's almost impossible for anybody else to compete, and you got a captive audience, and for like 30 years, you're like, oh, you want to watch one cooking show a week? That'll be $100, please. And when I said I felt bad for them, you might have thought I was being serious at first, but actually, couldn't happen to a nicer industry. Anyway, no, I'm not trying to be rude. Some people watching this probably do work in the television industry. I don't at all dislike the people in the television industry, including Big Brother 10 winner, Big Brother 14 runner-up Daniel Giesling. I'm just saying. The people who sell the television service are the ones you should be cheesed off with. But I don't know, maybe it's like a movie theater situation where you're like, movies are so expensive, and then people go, well, my uncle owns a theater, and you know, they only get like 10% of the ticket price, so they really rely on you to buy concessions. And I go, okay, that's fine, but you know, I don't really care who the money goes to. It's coming out of my pocket. I wasn't trying to make your uncle feel bad. I didn't even know he existed until a couple of seconds ago. Apparently, I'm a jerk now, though. I've called your uncle's dream into question. Sorry to say. Ah, come on. Still at 0.88 speed, huh? Just we're slow. Everything else is going okay, and I don't mean good. I mean like literally okay. That was an amazing Tammy's head. Like we're still behind a little bit, but we got room to grow, hopefully. Maybe not still. Like still behind is the wrong way to describe it. It's like I've started to look at Isaac, you know. In a lot of ways, like, whatever I play, Isaac is like a tofu, you know? It takes on the themes and the strategies of whatever else I'm playing. So, you know, I've been playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering Arena, and I look at Isaac, it's almost like you're playing a card that's bad for tempo but good for value when you go to your deal with the devil and you get a guppy item. Right now, it's not particularly good, but in the future, it could pay dividends. Most of the time, I guess in Magic, you'd want it to have like a guaranteed impact. You know, Yeraing a Boneheart. First off, I think it's something we've never done, and secondly, it seems like one of the highest value uses of a Yera rune prior to the chest. I think, at least. Anyway, we still have cable. We have a lot of, like, subscription services out of inertia. I think I've told this story before, but I subscribed to Audible, like, 6 years ago, and then, I stopped using it because a single episode of Hardcore History came out, and then, I listened to every single one of them that has ever been released over and over again. And then Amazon was like, hey, by the way, you have like $500 worth of audiobooks that you can get for free right now because of the fact that you have not used one of your, you know, monthly free audiobooks for 10 years. You can only have 6 of them, okay? I'm exaggerating in case you're like, well, I'll just subscribe to Audible now just in case I ever want audiobooks when I get older. I'm just saying. I have 6. And I have 6 permanently because here's what I do. And I thought it was great, but I think actually I might be a little bit stupid. You don't get to agree with me on that. That's for me only. I don't buy audiobooks based exclusively on length. But I will say, because I use them to fall asleep, I always look for robust tales that I can basically just pick a spot in and then drift off. And it doesn't really matter where it is. So previously I've gotten like People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn. How is it? Couldn't tell you. I listened to the first 5 minutes of every chapter, out like a freaking light. But it is 5 stars. There's one bone hard gone, unfortunately. I also got... I can't remember the name of the... Oh, it's something Wiener, isn't it? Anyway. Dude, this is eviscerating me here. Anthony Beaver, that's it. Like a history of the Second World War. It's like 55 hours long. Oh my god, what am I doing? Great purchase. Recently, I was back on because Audible sent me an email and was like, hey, you're using up... all your free tokens are gonna, like, you know, expire. They don't mean it like that. It's more like, hey, you got 6 already. Like, don't let another one pop up or it's gonna be a big waste of your money. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. So I bought... I just go to the history section and search, like, highest rated and then sort by duration. So I bought The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. 56 hours of pre-World War II politics in the German Reichstag. How is it? Couldn't tell you. 5 minutes into every episode, I'm out. Like a freaking light. What did I tell you? Shouldn't have picked that up. We're making terrible mistakes. We got a chance here. Please, please, be nice. Oh, thank you. I did need damage. To be honest, I love Tammy's head. And that's why I'm gonna take it with us. No, we gotta take Satanic Bible. Pains me a great deal. But hopefully that pain is offset by the damage upgrade that we just got. Even though it is, you know, I mean, the damage upgrade is not that minor, but the fact that we're, you know, if you just look at our stats, you can see why I'm not thrilled, but 4.9 is better than 3.8, which I think is what we were just at. We should be good. We just need the time to build a stake of hearts here, please. Bob's Curse, that's fine. I'll live with it, but I was really banking on a guppy item. I feel like they recently, or, you know, within the past 4 years, which is recent by Isaac terms, like, lowered the drop rate of guppy items in red chests. So often now, it's Tower, Curse of the Tower, I should say, Cursed Eye, etc., etc. Life goes on. I'm just saying. I just feel like my brain is miscalibrated for Isaac right now. We played really bad on that Isaac run I recorded today as well. The Hodis run is, I'm not going to say the best I played, but it's probably the most remarkable. Even that Isaac run was a little off. I don't know, just not seeing the board too well today. It's a dangerous place to be in when you're trying to nurture a young streak. Look at Infamy, thank you so much. Forgot what I was talking about. Oh, audiobooks. Now there's a medium. TV's going down, but books in audio format, dude, I'm telling you. You ever think about how, like, a library was Netflix 1,000 years before Netflix was ever conceived of? Like, I get it, it's not digital. So maybe it's probably more fair to say, like, I guess a video store is like net, but it's not, because we were paying by the book back then. Audible, by the way, is not Netflix for audiobooks. Audible, I don't understand how it works. I think it's like book consumers are more likely to spend money and be okay with it for whatever reason. They're used to spending 20 bucks a book. So on Audible, like, things are still real expensive. You get one book a month for a subscription fee. And there's a lot of free stuff, but a lot of the free stuff is garbage. Which I guess goes for Netflix too, but anyway. Netflix is still, it's like 15 bucks a month, unlimited entertainment. Now, I'm not into every show, obviously, but as long as they keep making documentaries once a month, I'm okay with it. Audible's got you by the cojones. You get one audiobook a month, and if it's so good that you finish it, it's like pay by the minute internet or something like that. I used to have that. Probably a lot of people are of the same age, but like when I was growing up, we had 56K internet access, first through a local provider, later through the American Online Network. Perhaps you've heard of it. You've got mail. It was based on the Tom Cruise movie of the same name. That's a joke. But when we first had it, it was not pay by the minute, which is absurd, but pay by the hour. So we had a 20-hour maximum. And when we bought it, I was like 6, so I wasn't really part of the process. But when we bought it, I remember my parents being like, that's like almost an hour a day. That's ridiculous. Why would you ever use the internet for like an hour a day? It just seemed like, and to be fair, they weren't totally wrong. There wasn't a whole heck of a lot to do unless you were, you know, like, I don't know, a scientist back then, basically, or an engineer or something. You'd be like, I already went to NHL.com and saw the scores, so I don't really know what to go post on the local message board and be like, hey! And then someone would reply, hello. You'd be like, wow, this is amazing. Now I'm like 20 hours. You mean like a day? We're always on. We're connected 100% of the time. Our refrigerators are sending us messages saying, I am out of milk. Please buy more milk. And I'm like, fridge. You're going to tell me to buy more milk if this was purchased by the Agripur Dairy out of Quebec? You got to tell me. It's got to be fridge. You got to disclose this stuff to the FTC. It's a sponsored fridge tweet. I'm not quite at the point where, like, I want to surround my apartment in a Faraday cage so that no electronic signals can get in or out. But I really, I'm done with technology to some extent. I think I'm good. I think, you know, and I thought this before I had a smartphone too. So basically the subtext of this is that I'm a moron. Before I had a smartphone, I was like, why do I need a smartphone? I got a computer that does all the things a smartphone does. And then I would be out in Korea, and I would be like, how do I get to a coffee shop? I didn't look it up before I left, so I guess I'll just go home. You know, turns out a smartphone is an extremely convenient device to have. How convenient? Let me put it this way. Our car is a GPS, but the directions suck. So usually, I'll be like, Kate, can you go to Google Maps and just type in the destination and use that instead? And it's a dream come true. It's so much more convenient than, you know, navigation has ever been. I would rather go one extra step, because doing an extra step is somehow more convenient in this case. I know it's baffling, but I think, like, what I mean is I think I'm done with technology. I have a portable computer in my pocket. I don't want one in my brain, which I think is the next logical step. Oh, that's not so good. I don't want a smaller phone. I don't want a bigger phone. I'm perfectly content with the size of my phone as it is. I don't, you know, Kate's been using her Apple Watch. Corey's got an Apple Watch. They swear by it. They go, it's like my favorite Apple device ever. And I go, yeah, well, check out this banana device. And then what I do is I pull out a banana and I eat it. And I say, that's low-tech. Primitive technology. And they say, what does that even mean? Anyway, the point is, I don't know what it means, but it gets the people going. Are we on? We're on the depths 1. Oh my lord. That's me on the depths 1, losing my ambition. This is the boss I wanted to fight with the flight stick, and yet I was unfairly maligned. Like, they say it's good, and you know, people, I think especially in my demographic, they don't love Apple because they see it as overpriced versions of consumer technology you can get cheaper and maybe even better elsewhere. I generally have like a pretty okay opinion of Apple products, at least. I don't know about the corporation, but I still don't find myself being that interested in the Apple Watch even now. I think the thing is, I've mastered like Zen in the art of never buying anything. It's not that I spend no money, it's that I don't buy possessions. Like, sometimes I want something. I did just buy a $50 flight stick, but for me, again, I think I talked about it, but that's kind of like a major purchase. I'm like, oh man, it feels weird. I'm like, I gotta use it for something. Gotta use it in a video, so now I can write it off. There you go. The truth comes out. No, that's actually... See, the thing is, to write it off, I have to make a note of it. And, to make a note of it, you know, now, that would take like 4 or 5 seconds. And it's August. So I'm not gonna make a note of it now. You don't file your taxes until April. So I'll just make a note of it later, which means I'll never make a note of it, and then I'll just forget. You kind of needed the speed. Not too disappointed with that. Anyway, the point is... What was the point? Oh! Whenever I want something, and this, you know, this has been me for as long as I can remember. Whenever I want something, if I don't buy it within about an hour of me wanting it, I no longer, like, you could still pay me to get it, I guess, but like, I don't care about it anymore. Like, even sometimes, if we're like out, let's say we're in the mall, we'll walk into the mall and I'll be like, oh man, I should really get an orange Julius later. That sounds real good on this hot day. And then we'll shop for like 20 minutes and Kate will be like, you want that orange Julius? And I'm like, hell no. They had their chance. In my brain, I already drank it. And as a result, I feel sated, you know? I don't need it anymore. Dude, I have to just tell you straight up, I hate this room. I kind of hate all rooms with this terrible damage. This is like a great Eden start, unfortunately. Wait, did I just take Eden on this run? That's my mistake, if so. I'm getting used to the fact that we're randoming again. I took Isaac the first time because I was trying to do some Hodes tomfoolery. Maybe that undermines the credibility of the entire streak. Not that it has any already anyway. Oh well. Okay, bookworm, please. Like, I can live for a while with this current setup that we got here, but wouldn't mind picking up a little extra juice. You still want that juice? Heck no. Couldn't care less. Dude, one of my Isaac videos, so like, I've been talking about like the annoyances I have with the Google DeepMind language filter. Most of it's overblown. Almost none of my content gets demonetized. Content that gets demonetized is usually like foul conversations we have during the NLSS, and I'm like, you know what, YouTube, fair play. I can understand that, you know, an advertiser wouldn't want to be associated with some of those videos. It doesn't bother me in the least. It's kind of the cost of doing good business. But one of my Isaac videos, they normally get flagged for like strong language, including the F word, and I'm like, well, no, but sure, whatever you say. One of them got flagged, or at least, not flagged. Flagged is not the right word, but it got marked as containing serious bodily injury, including physical ailments and disease. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's like I'd expect if it was like boxing, like a dude gets knocked out and dies in the ring. Not a cartoon child. I have to imagine, here's what I think is actually happening. Because again, most people on YouTube, I don't believe, have access to this program yet. So I think YouTube was like, hey, you know it'd be sick. You know, we can't, it's unfair to our partners to demonetize their videos based on machine learning. The algorithm is not finely tuned enough to, you know, do that stuff with authority. So I think they've like outsourced it to like actually the lowest bidder. And then some unfortunate soul out there who's probably getting paid like 20 cents a video on some kind of mechanical Turk system is like, yeah, I gotta watch this 55-minute YouTube video and make sure he doesn't say the F word once. And they're going, forget that, I gotta eat today. So they just mark the video with whatever seems most appropriate on first glance and then leave. Now, this is all speculation. I have no idea whether or not that's actually true. They might be paying highly trained video watchers to do it. But all I'm saying is, first off, maybe I prefer the algorithm. Because 90% of the Isaac stuff gets strong language. And I'm like, there's no strong language. What's the language? Afterbirth, because it's in the video. It's not a strong word, I think. It's in the video title, but still. Well, I don't know, maybe. That's the other thing, is that it's bad to talk about, because, like, everybody's like, my friend has a friend who works at YouTube, and he says they machine image process every thumbnail, and if something looks like a gun, it gets demonetized. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. And they're like, yeah, but if he did, that's... Okay, you got me. But I digress. It doesn't actually affect the monetization status of the video. Unless it's like one of the truly heinous options. Like, yeah, I cut a dude's head off in this video. But it's just like some of them are like strong language, including the F word. And I'm like, nah. And then this one was like physical harm to a serious degree. And I'm like, you're not watching the video. I know the graphics in Isaac are nearly photorealistic, but come on. So yeah, they're still working out the kinks in the system, and it's going real well. Please, Lord, give me the deal with the devil that I don't deserve but desperately desire. Okay, stop using Guppy's hairball. You're gonna cause yourself some problems. Yeah, go ahead. Step on your own eyeball. See how that works out for you. This run, it's almost train wreckable. So, I'm going to give you my reasoning, okay? It probably is... I mean, I won't say probably. I hate when people make a decision and they go, like, oh, that was the wrong decision. Even though that's what I think is best, I'm going to say that it was bad so that, you know... people think that I did it on purpose. Or anyway, I'm being a little petty. That's okay. It doesn't matter. The goat head is expensive HP-wise for us to use right now, but simultaneously is very important if we're gonna have, oh my lord, if we're gonna have any chance of making it out of this heck hole. How's that for strong language, buddy? Because the deals with the devil need to exist in order for us. Black Lotus, raw liver, also pretty good here. The deals with the devil are gonna have to happen for us to, you know, realistically have great long-term optics on this run. So there's good stuff. Is there a tinted rock? HP's already looking, I mean, 10 times better because of raw liver. Obviously. I'm thinking it's probably this way. Now, I'm using bombs, and the main reason I'm using bombs is because our tiers are really bad. Slightly above average rate of fire, and markedly above average damage for floor 1, which is, if you're curious about Isaac, the stage of the game that we're at now, we're not at the first floor, so, I would say that we're very, very behind schedule right now. That's bad damage, but it's the first hit we've taken in a while. Relax is fine. We don't need to use a bomb for you. With Bomb Bag and Contract from Below, we're not going to be able to use bombs forever, but we should be able to use them for a while. Oh, dude, we totally could have just gone this way from the start. IV Bag. No, thank you, sir. Thank you for the item. No, thank you for the sass. The sass of giving me a middling situational item I do not want in the immediacy of right now. You're not dead, huh? Really trying to gauge how many bombs I should use. So, most important thing right now, keep those spirit hearts going. The Spirit Hearts are going to give you... Ooh, maybe? The Spirit Hearts are going to give you the HP you need after you take the amazing deals with the devil here that turn you into Guppy without a shadow of a doubt. Guaranteed deal with the devil action. Five bombs. Well, no bombs being used here, so... Robo Baby. Robo Baby, shoot, dude! Robo Baby! We got him, boys. Let's go. 7 bombs for the boss. Okay, so we're gonna get an orbital. Relatively low priority right now, but... I don't know, I was panicking. Relatively low priority, but not useless. And then no Krampus, please. Okay, you know what? This is fine. Because it means that we got a free deal with the devil, and it's definitely gonna be Lump of Coal. 100% guaranteed Lump of Coal. Action here, please. Lump of Coal, what did I tell you? Alright, give me Locust of Conquest. We need the extra damage from the flies. We are also out of bombs. It's a dangerous time to be me. But there is a reroll room. So we're going to try to... This is not the way to go, but we're going to get to double key room. And this happens from time to time, but not often. We hope that the double key room is a reroll room. That almost never happens. Most of the time, we're like, reroll room. Okay, fine. This time, we're like actively like, this isn't a freaking reroll room. We're going to be under the gun. Now, you know you're also going to be under the gun when you have to dodge through the umbilical cord of the enemy strapped to the wall. That's not a good sign. Okay, they were coming from every direction. Please, please. Okay, we need the Spirit Heart. Everything else can probably be rerolled. This is, it's not great. Should have picked up those bombs earlier. I know we got a double key room there, but... I don't know. Left hand, it seems like a little too late to really make it pop. You know, we're going, hopefully, down to the chest. Oh my god. Relatively soon. This is a freaking nightmare. We still got 2 HP to use on the deal with the devil. We're guaranteed to get the deal with the devil. Doesn't matter what our Spirit Heart situation is. The only thing that changes is whether or not we're going to be able to afford it. The Sun card. Highly useful if we start taking red heart damage, or alternatively as a source of mapping, ideally on the Cathedral, and then we can let the good items on the chest carry us to greatness. I'm excited. Really good and fun item that everybody likes. I'm excited, everybody. I think it's, I was going to say secret room, but I guess it might just be straight across. That would be pretty merciful. Can't say for certain. It might go over top. The game gets cheeky like that sometimes. So far, so good. %100% focus guaranteed. Yes. Yes. Dude, absolutely worth it. Normally kind of a trash value proposition. This time, whew, taking a deep breath. So I can provide oxygen to all the muscles need to say thank you, because it deserves some gratification. Gratitude, that's it. Those, they mean different things, don't they? Gratification is like enjoyment. Gratitude is like a deserved honor for doing something nice or doing something well. I think until this time, I'd never really looked at the words in a compare and contrast format. Not big parts of my vocabulary, to be honest. Okay. Oh, we've done it. I will fight the mini-boss. This, I mean, you're forcing me to make some tough decisions. That's all I'll say about that. Because I think Shoop da Whoop once every 2 rooms is really good for our damage. Satanic Bible once every 6 rooms is a lot less frequent, but, you know, the Spirit Hearts, or Demon Hearts rather, are pretty much essential for keeping the show on the road. Luckily, we don't have to worry about it. And I do mean that. I'm happy to not have to make a decision there. Sometimes, you know, it's better to just focus on the task at hand. Instead of worry, you get decision paralysis. There you go. Okay. We got some good bombs. This could be the turning point for the whole run. We fought Krampus already. We need 2 Guppy items. Not likely. I've decided, you know, this is probably what I get for saying if Brimstone showed up, I wouldn't even take it. Because I didn't get it on the run where I wanted it. So I apologize for that. And you know what? You gave me some okay stuff. And a chance to build. Lol. Oh! Still, I'm just... It's like a, you know, a Quentin Tarantino film. They're just ratcheting up the tension here. And I'm like, when do I get a chance to relax? And he's like, not yet. Plus, show me your feet. Okay, that's not cool. That may just be a rumor. And it's totally not weird that when he has actresses in his movies, he almost always puts a scene of their feet in the movie. It's not strange. It's normal. I'm not saying it's strange because of the fetish. I'm saying it's strange because of, like, the... If you were the actress, you're like... Please, please. You know, do I have to show my feet to be in the movie? Like, it kind of... There's, like, a weird element of, like, pseudo-coercion in it. But I'm not there behind the scenes, so... I don't know! Let me go. The answer has the devil put aside for me, for me. I'm torn between wanting to not die and simultaneously wanting to use... Oh my god, it worked. We're back. Okay, never fear. So Infamy literally saved this run. And also gave me a convenient segue to stop talking about Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish. My favorite band from Minneapolis. You know, the scene's really coming up these days down there. Great stuff, team. Look at that. We were scared a moment ago, and now we're like... Hello, my darling. Hello, my... Oh, no. Now I'm scared again. Hello, my ragtime gal. Wow. Play it cool for now. You just shoot. You wait for the minions to spawn. Sneak in there. You could only get one of them. That's life. Spawn some more, please. Acceptable. Alright. Pretty good fight so far. Maw of the Void took our damage from, like, way below average to just below average. And that's not salt, that's just, it's an honest appraisal of the run. I'm not going, well, the game screwed me. I screwed myself by losing a lot of HP that I shouldn't have lost. But simultaneously, you know, I'm just saying, you know, it's an honest appraisal where we stand. This is, you can tell by the fact we're 40 minutes in, we're fighting Isaac. This is not your average length Isaac video at this point. Don't get too attached to the idea of this guy giving us a demon heart. If he does, he does, but he didn't. Now, I am attached to the idea of getting some items that do good things. I have no idea. HP at the expense of speed is a little dangerous, but... I don't think we have too many options. Good God. So the real difficult rooms down here are going to be just a real pain in the butt. But I think we got a chance. I think we got a good chance, even. of winning the run outright. Now, I'm very happy to see this. We're closing in on virus. We're not going to get it. Probably shouldn't have taken that. Again, it's a minor mistake most of the time. That's actually a major mistake in our situation right here. Hey, please don't step on those. My mom will be mad. Range down, irrelevant. I'm excited, just bad. Just very bad. Okay, Polycephalus, pretty weak enemy. Pretty much a dream come true for having a chance to at least spawn a few Demon Hearts, hopefully. Now, I said a few. That was unrealistic from 2 enemies. Because a few is 3 or more in my world. I don't really want to get into a semantic argument over it, but, you know, if you're going to say a few to mean 2, I think you're wrong. I think you should say a couple or a pair instead. Now, I understand, you know, in language it's more about, like, knowing what the person's intent is instead of actually them following the rules 100% to adherence, but, you know, there could be a marked difference. For example, if you're like, hey, there's a couple of boys outside in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they're coming B, and then I go there and there's 3 guys, I feel like the information has not been relayed in a way that's effective. That's a mistake that can have consequences. I might drop rank from Silver 4 to Silver 5, and as a result, I'd be very perturbed, because my identity in real life is tied to my skill in video games. So, I'm just saying, that's on you. Alright, we got the easy win, clearly. But man, the easy wins, if all the easy wins were this hard, we'd be in trouble. Look at that. That's for the flight stick. So we're just going to stay in here. We're going to use the orbital. We're going to use Maw of the Void. This is my bread and butter. I like fighting Blue Baby this way. I don't like when he spawns minions. Oh well. Very little to worry about. Whew. Good run, eventually. Started really badly. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.